Howdy folks, this is John. It's 98 degrees Fahrenheit, that's about 37 or 8 in Celsius. And it's pretty hot, and you can see the response that corn gives when it's super hot and it needs more water. They'll kind of curl up like this, and you have to give them water right away. It doesn't matter if it's daytime and you think you can only water in the morning, water now and give it a good long watering. I've got a soaker hose on this area, and you'll see up that away the corn is in pretty good shape because the soaker hose has got more pressure, I guess, and coming out heavier down there. And when I water every few days in this heat, it seemed like it was okay. And this is what we get down here at this end. So yeah, I mean, it's a decent amount of water, but it needs to be on longer than I was keeping it. I need to get the water very deep, and that's what reading your plants is all about. Learn to understand what your plants are needing and what they're kind of showing you. A lot of plants, when it's hot like this, they're going to be curling up like this because what they're trying to do is reduce the surface area of leaf that's exposed to this hot withering sun. They're just trying to make themselves smaller, and they can't grow as quickly because they're actually having to shut themselves off. Now this in here, I notice, is already starting to unfold because as they get water to them, they'll open up and they'll feel better. And I can already see a difference in just 5-6 minutes that I've had the water on. So learn to read your plants, learn to understand what they're trying to tell you. And they're not like trying to speak to you, but they give physiological responses to the stresses that they're encountering in their little bit of biosphere. And you have control over quite a bit of that. And you need to learn to read and see what the plants are saying. And let's look at this end of the soaker hose. Okay, here we are a few days later. The temperatures have cooled down. The plants have been watered a number of times. One thing I did, which is kind of a no-no, is put overhead water on them, especially one of those hot days. And I think that didn't do these any good. Oh, Tony. Yeah, these cantaloupe leaves don't look too great. But the corn, well, it's come back pretty well, and it's starting to tassel. And corn, when it's starting to tassel, you gotta give it all the water at once at that time, because that's gonna make all the difference in the way the pollination goes, the silking, tasseling, and the overall health of the plant to be able to have the strength to go ahead and do a full reproduction phase. So we got zucchini, got one the other day. We have tomatoes coming along. The thing of it is generally the super heat waves will be gone in a week or so if you can just keep your plants alive through it and give them enough of water and have good enough soil and cool the soil down with a mulch so that they can actually utilize the sun and the heat and grow like crazy. And when things cool down again, well, they're already strong and they were able to take advantage of the heat and the sun along with all the good stuff you gave them. I put this straw mulch on a little thick. So what I'm doing now is trying to reckon out where the corn plants would be and making sure that I uncover them enough. So the corn that is buried too deeply will have a hard time coming out. And right now the temperature's been warm, so having a heavy, thick mulch has been good. So got a little corn there. There's another one there. I think there was one there. Right by my foot. One behind. There's another one there. So it looks like most of them have germinated. The peas just could not take the heat. But I may just let them dry off right here on the pod. And to tell the truth, I've been enjoying eating these. Just fresh in the garden. Pods and all. When I think of shelling peas, I think of my great-grandma. It would have been in the late 60s, and she was in her, probably her 80s then. She was from Hungary, and we sat out on the back porch shelling peas for supper.